It's a WRAL weather alert day with flooding possible in our area. I'll let you know when the rain will be heaviest where you are and how much you'll see.
Tracking road conditions. We're in the WRAL storm tracker this morning with a look at what you'll see on the roads, where the trouble spots are, and how to avoid them during your morning commute.
Concert concerns. Storms and traffic jams are possible as Guns N' Roses rocks Carter Finley Stadium tonight. How organizers are preparing to make sure everything goes smoothly.
We are following those stories and more. WRAL News at 8 starts in 30 seconds.
Now be careful with Hardee's new hot honey. You'll get lost in that made-from-scratch hot honey chicken biscuit. Right now, get the hot honey chicken biscuit or any chicken biscuit for just $3.99. Only at Hardee's.
What's up, Bubba? Hey, Brad. Did we win something? Oh, yeah. What's that?
Partner with some chicken.
Yeah.
Right now on the app, My Rewards members get the Bubba Wallace Full Throttle Tenders Meal with a collectible Hardee's card.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8 a.m. here on your Thursday, and what a busy Thursday morning it is as we're tracking storms moving through the area. I'm Laura Levine.
And I'm Ken Smith. You can see behind us the storm and the rain coming down at the downtown Cary Park. And so let's get over to meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner tracking how our conditions are shaping up this morning.
And I'm going to start with the flash flood warnings that continue to be in effect until around 10:30 or 11 this morning. We've had some very heavy rain, and the colors that you're looking at are the amounts of rain that we've seen. And in purple, it's about an inch to 2 to 3 inches, and in blue, it's about an inch to 2 inches, and that's enough to start to show some flooding in our area, and that includes almost the entire triangle. Watch all the lightning strikes here as well. So we also have the potential for some lightning that could be dangerous, as well as some wind damage. We have the potential for some strong gusty winds. They may not reach severe criteria, but definitely we have the chance for some power outages with this very heavy rain, and of course that chance for some lightning. Expect the rain to taper off as we get closer to the evening commute, but it may redevelop again around the time of the Guns N' Roses concert. So hang in there. We're going to walk you through that coming up. What's new this morning is we saw heavy rain in the Triad, 4 to 6 inches. And so we could see that here as well. Flood advisories and warnings, we're going to be sharing those with you as they continue to pop up through the morning. The best way to stay safe is to avoid driving through floodwaters. Lots of rain, lots of water out there, especially around the triangle. And temperatures are cool. It's 73 right now, and we'll climb into the upper 70s. This band of heavy rain sitting over the triangle will gradually start to sink southward, and I'll walk you through Futurecast and show you where it's headed coming up. Ken?
All right, Elizabeth, because of these wet road conditions, we have the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning, just making sure you know exactly what to expect. So let's check in with Kelsey Coffey, giving us real-time conditions. Kelsey, you were headed to Chapel Hill. What are you seeing right now?
Ken, right now we are on 40 East in Orange County, headed back towards Chapel Hill. We'll go ahead and give you that live look now at road conditions. Pretty consistent since we've been on the road starting at 4:30 this morning. Wet roads all across our viewing area. I said this earlier this morning. If you had the chance to work from home today, it's a great time to do that because you really don't want to be out in this. It's quite a messy commute for a lot of folks out there. We've even noticed some drivers turn on their hazard lights because they've really been slowing down and being extra careful in this wet weather. So, Ken, are you monitoring any crashes that folks need to know about?
Yeah, we're monitoring some trouble spots, more so than crashes in terms of congestion, particularly here in Orange County where you're headed, Kelsey. I-40, 85 split. You can see the huge congestion in this area. So if you have friends coming in on I-40, I-85 northbound right now, you might want to tell them to get up on a Mebane exit and work their way over to US 70 and avoid this section of I-85, I-40 right now. So, and if you're heading west this morning, you might need to have a trip to Greensboro or Winston-Salem or All Points West. You might want to take 86, or better yet, just head right to US 70 as an alternate route and avoid this section of I-40, I-85 split to begin with. Let's head to the east of Raleigh, give you a live look at I-87 and Smithfield Road. These are the southbound lanes moving away from us this morning. Right now, there's a crash on 87 southbound at New Hope Road, causing some huge delays all the way back to the I-540 interchange. Right now, you're looking at a 13-minute delay between Windell Falls Parkway and the Beltline at this hour.
And we have team coverage of the conditions on the roads this morning. Kirsten Clark is in the WRAL breaking news tracker at this time as we're getting new flash flood warnings across the triangle. Kirsten, how are things looking where you are?
Laura, simply put, it is a mess out here. We're currently on Hammond Road. We just got off of I-40 here in Raleigh heading toward Garner because there are reports of a fallen tree, fallen limbs, and a power outage. Several people, looks like over 100 people, according to Duke Energy, without power in Garner. I'm going to flip the camera now so you can see what we're looking at outside. We've got our windshield wipers going because it is coming down out here. We've seen ponding on the roads, that spray coming up from drivers in front of us, really affecting visibility this morning. Of course, this is a time when a lot of people are getting up and going to work. So, heavy traffic at this time as well. So as Kelsey mentioned, if you can stay at home, especially during these hours, now is a great time to do it. So again, we're heading towards Garner right now just to get a look at possibly some, again, down trees, down limbs right now affecting power for those people. And we'll keep you updated once we get there. But for now, live in the breaking news tracker in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
Meanwhile, here in the WRAL Live Center, I'm keeping my eye on power outages in our area. You'll see right here over to our west, Greensboro, it looks like there's been significant improvement. At one point, I think I saw 11,000 in some of these spaces over here with little pockets of outages. But we want to focus where we are this morning, right? Not as many outages being reported here, but in Durham, as we've been talking about, there's that pocket of 2,000 that's right there, and a couple of hundreds of ones that are here throughout the area, including not too far from Wake Forest. I want to show you something real quick, this photo. This is from a viewer real quick. They just sent us a little bit of their rain gauge. This is from Eric in Durham, just to kind of show us the rain that he saw from his perspective there. But this is just one photo that we are getting in from people who are using WRAL.com/report it. So let's say you took a video or a picture of something from the severe weather, either it was last night or this morning. So long as you did so carefully, because safety is so important, send it to WRAL.com/report it.
Ken, thank you, or Chris, I should say, thank you so much. And within the last hour, people in Durham who had to evacuate their homes after a gas leak were able to return. This is video from that scene in the WRAL breaking news tracker on South Roxborough Street just before 3 a.m. The Durham Fire Department confirmed 35 people were evacuated from Dunstan Avenue. Those people sheltered at C.C. Spalding Elementary School until they were given the all clear to return. No one was hurt. So as we face the threat for more severe storms today, stay connected with the WRAL weather app. You'll get important alerts right to your phone and turn those push notifications on.
Listen, it's going to be a busy weekend at Carter Finley Stadium, and it's getting started tonight, and organizers are expecting things to run smoothly. If you remember last October, traffic was a nightmare for the Chris Brown show. Some people wasted so much time in traffic and in the parking lots, they didn't even get in to see the show, even with tickets. Well, this year, they say things may be different for Guns N' Roses tonight and Noah Khan Saturday. It's not as busy around the stadium. For one, the State Fair complicated the situation last year. This year, the fairgrounds will open at 3 parking lots to add more spaces.
So certainly, after last year's concert, there was a lot of conversation and sitting down and saying, what can we do different? What can we do better? And I think there'll be great results this week.
Organizers are urging people to get there early. Parking lots open at 1:30 for both concerts. We'll be keeping an eye on traffic conditions throughout the day as people begin to arrive for the concert. We'll have the latest beginning in our evening newscast starting at 4. Also happening today, the Cary Town Council planning to address a deal that would allow the Raleigh Housing Authority to buy a Cary apartment complex. The Housing Authority is under contract to buy Amberwood Apartments. Now, residents have raised concerns about the authority buying a property outside its jurisdiction. The Housing Authority told WRAL deals such as this one keep major investors from buying the properties and raising the rent. There will be a public hearing tonight about whether the authority will be granted tax-exempt status.
Well, we are expected to get new numbers this morning on the cyclospora outbreak in Wake County. 366 cases have now been reported. Statewide, 561 people are confirmed to have gotten sick as health officials search for the source. They're reminding everyone that a false positive doesn't mean a false alarm. Over the weekend, as you may remember, the FDA announced a lettuce sample from Taylor Farms was a false positive. But the agency said that doesn't mean the supplier is cleared from the investigation. So far, North Carolina's outbreak hasn't been tied to Taylor Farms.
GalaxyCon getting started today at the Raleigh Convention Center. More than 40,000 people are expected to attend over the 4 days of the convention. Now, dozens of celebrities will make special appearances from the worlds of television, movies, pro wrestling, and a whole lot more. Organizers say this is a big weekend for fans of all things geek.
This is the one time each year they can all come, and it's the big game, right? The big show. And it's, there are people that are into sports. Well, there are people that are into this, into geekdom. And this is our Super Bowl for geekdom.
Yeah, get your geek on. Doors open today at 2 o'clock this afternoon. You can find the full list of celebrity appearances on our website, WRAL.com.
All right, your time now, 8:10. Solving crimes faster. Law enforcement officials in Wake County believe this is possible thanks to a new DNA lab. How this could extend to cases beyond our area.
Also, keeping costs down. That's the pledge President Trump is expected to announce from utility companies and data center developers. The concerns he's addressing as many people in North Carolina say no to data centers.
And the rain keeps on coming. It's heaviest in the Triangle area right now. I'll show you where we have flash flood warnings and how long this will last. 8:13, dual Doppler 5000 radar showing heavy rain right through the middle of the Triangle area. Johnston County, Wake County, back over around Lee County. All that is gradually sliding to the east, but generally also moving to the south. Areas that you really need to know about. Most of the Triangle under a flash flood warning right now. That means that you could be driving along and all of a sudden find a lot of water covering the road, at which point you need to turn around and head the other direction. The warning from Durham westward is until 11, and then around Raleigh eastward, it's until about 10:15. So we still have a ways to go where this could be fairly dangerous. And it is coming down really heavily. We have some lightning here in the northern part of Johnston County. We have the chance of some trees falling as well, some power outages. We saw some of that back to the west. The flood watch continues all day today and into early tomorrow morning. We may end up with a bit of a break around the evening commute, but unfortunately for folks who are planning to head to Guns N' Roses this evening, we might have another wave later on during the concert. It is very wet out there right now through downtown Raleigh from our Jimmy V camera. You can see the wet conditions. Our temperatures are anywhere from the upper 60s in Roanoke Rapids to around 80 in Fayetteville, but it does stay cool today with highs in the Triangle only in the upper 70s. Ken?
Elizabeth, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. And give you the live look out of the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the roads this morning. Right now, they're in Orange County, giving you real-time conditions and windshield wipers going. So, of course, people are taking it easy out there. Watch your spacing, watch your speed as you get out on the roads this morning. I want to give you a live look right now in the WRAL Traffic Center on I-87 and Smithfield Road. The southbound lanes are moving away from us this morning. That crash on New Hope Road and 87 cleared, but you can still see the lingering delays. So Window Falls Parkway to the Beltline, you're looking at a 9-minute delay. The other troubled spot is that situation on I-85, I-440 split there in Orange County. Listen, the best bet to avoid this particular area, US 70, both east, north, east, and west.
Ken, thank you. Wake County has a new DNA forensics lab that opens and ready to take on cases. The hope is to solve crimes faster. Wake County will control its own DNA forensic lab. It will only process Wake County cases to start. This means less reliance on state analysts and quicker results for law enforcement. Director Sam Pinnacus says this new lab could drastically reduce the months-long wait times.
We could cut it down probably in some cases, and we may turn around a day or two. We can add additional evidence to a case, subtract evidence from a case, because we have control over it. We're using the state laboratory. That's difficult to do, and also, we got to wait our turn.
He also says this new lab can help connect the dots in cold cases and national cases.
Well, today, President Trump is expected to announce an expansion of a cost pledge tied to artificial intelligence. He's expected to announce electric utilities and data center developers are joining what is called the Ratepayer Protection Pledge. It aims to protect Americans from the cost of growing electricity demand due to AI. The White House says the pledge will cover 80% of the electricity delivered to U.S. homes and businesses. Well, there will be enhanced security tomorrow night at the rescheduled White House Correspondents' Dinner. It will happen in a different location from the dinner that ended abruptly in April when a man opened fire outside the ballroom. Well, tomorrow's dinner will be at the Waldorf Astoria in Washington, D.C., a smaller ballroom with fewer guests. President Trump is expected to be there. The Secret Service says it already has security plans in place. Now, back in April, Cole Allen was arrested after authorities say he ran through a security checkpoint armed with guns and knives. Authorities say he was planning to assassinate the president.
Tropical storm Bertha is moving toward Texas as it loses some of its strength, but that didn't stop the Gulf Coast from feeling the effects after it made landfall yesterday. Heavy rain, gusty winds, and coastal flooding affected many places from Florida to Louisiana. I checked in on my family in New Orleans. Everyone's okay. But forecasters say that Bertha's strongest winds and heaviest rain should stay offshore. The governor of Louisiana says that people should not let their guard down. So areas of ponding or minor flooding are more likely today with a high risk of flooding for parts of our area. Meteorologist Grant Skinner joins us now in the WRAL Severe Weather Center. And Grant, it is important now more than ever that people use plenty of caution when driving.
Flash flood warnings for parts of our area, including parts of Wake County up towards Franklin County and points west, all the way to Alamance County and northern Chatham County. What this means is areas of flash flooding are already occurring, so you want to use a lot of caution on the roads. Here are some important reminders for you. Again, heavy rainfall can quickly lead to rapid water rises, especially in low-lying areas or areas near rivers or those small bodies of water. Over half of all flood-related drownings occur when a vehicle is driven into hazardous floodwaters. Over half. So that statistic is pretty alarming there. Again, we always encourage you, turn around, don't drown. If you encounter those flooded roadways, just turn around, go in a different direction. It just takes 6 inches of water to sweep away a person, a foot of water to sweep away a car, and 1.5 feet to sweep away a smaller truck. So use caution. And remember to use the WRAL weather app. We have a lot of resources on there, including on the radar section of it. You click radar, let it use your location. You can change the view and look at the NWS alerts to know exactly what alerts are in place for your location, including the flash flood warning, which, Elizabeth, we have a couple of those now. A good bit of rain over the past 6 hours.
Oh, and we were expecting it, but still, it can catch you by surprise, which is why the Weather Service issues these warnings. And they're over a huge area because really anybody in these areas, especially places that tend to flood very easily, very quickly, you know where those are in your neighborhood or, you know, on your travels. And just be careful here. It is so important to remember what Grant was talking about. Every year we have people drive into floodwaters and get hurt or killed. So we don't want that to be you. If you drive up to water crossing the road, turn around and find another way. And as Grant said, of course, this includes much of the Triangle area where we've already seen as much as 1 to 3 inches. And look at this heavy rain continuing to fall from Sanford to Siler City to Raleigh to Clayton to Smithfield up toward Wilson, Rollsville. It's coming down very heavily. Lots of lightning with this now as well. That's started to develop in the last 2 hours, and there could be winds strong enough to knock down a tree or two, which could cause some power outages. This morning, we saw some very heavy rain, maybe overnight last night, I would say, in the Triad, up to 4 to 6 inches. So we can expect similar rainfall totals. As a matter of fact, notice how the yellow is beginning to creep now into Orange County, and that's going to put us at above 4 inches. So this rain is just going to continue, and it becomes quite heavy. The red shaded area is going to be 3 to 4 inches of rain. The blue, the purples are going to be 1 inch to maybe 2+ inches. So we're going to see this through tonight into tomorrow morning, but that heaviest rain does tend to taper off by the middle of this afternoon. Potentially, the heaviest rainfall totals will be there in red from Raleigh to Rocky Mount to Wilson to Goldsboro, and then tomorrow, mainly our southeastern counties. So we take a look at what's happening out there, and of course, we're looking at a good bit of rainfall continuing. Notice how we get into the late afternoon, and it looks like it starts to taper off, but then maybe redevelops late in the evening. That could affect folks headed off to the concert with Guns N' Roses. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. But we're just going to be watching that potential. Friday, the best chance of rain is probably in our southern counties. Saturday, we still have the potential. I know there are a lot of folks headed to the Noah Khan concert on Saturday. We're still not out of the woods in terms of rain there. As much as 2 to 4 more inches of rain could fall across our area. And of course, both this evening and Saturday evening, we can't rule out some rain for those concerts. It's cool today. Highs will only be in the upper 70s in the Triangle. We're in the 80s, low 80s on Friday and Saturday, and then back to the 90s early next week. Ken?
This is what's happening now with the WRAL Traffic Center. We're going to start with this live look, courtesy of the WRAL Storm Tracker, giving you real-time conditions. You can see the windshield wipers going still. So this is what you can expect as you get ready to head out the door this morning. We can't stress enough, leave the house a little sooner than usual. And once you get on the roads, definitely watch your space and watch your speeding as well. Back here live into the WRAL Traffic Center, has a live look at I-87 at Smithfield Road. The southbound lanes moving away from us this morning. A crash earlier on I-87 south at New Hope Road, clear, but we're still seeing some lingering delays between New Hope Road and the I-540 interchange. Right now, from Wendell Falls Parkway to the Beltline, you're looking at a 6-minute delay, so keep that in mind. The other troubled spot we want to bring your attention to this morning in Orange County, the I-40, I-85 split. So if you have friends coming in on I-40, I-85 north, you might want to tell them to get off on a Mebane exit, get over to US 70 and avoid this section altogether. If you're heading west this morning, depending on where you are, if you're in Orange County, you might want to use Highway 86. If you're in Raleigh, man, go old school and go US 70 all the way, maybe to Eflin or even Mebane, and then work your way back onto I-40, I-85 and just be on your way. As far as other routes coming into the Triangle or the Raleigh area, just a 6-minute delay again coming in from Nightdale. We're looking at a 7-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. Really nothing that's going to make you late, but all the other major routes coming in from Apex, you're coming east on I-40 out of the Durham Chapel Hill area, relatively delay-free at this hour.
Coming up, testing kitchen soap. It may have more uses than you think. 5 on your side shares the surprising do's and don'ts.
Stay safe with the latest WRAL Weather Alert Day info. Get up to the minute weather and traffic conditions when you get in your car. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM, in Durham 96.5 FM, and everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning, everyone. The time is 8:26 here on a very busy Thursday morning. I'm Laura Levine on this WRAL Weather Alert Day. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner has been tracking the forecast, but let's get to WRAL's Ken Smith in the WRAL Traffic Center with a look at the road conditions. Ken.
Absolutely. And the couple of things I want to bring your attention to right now that just popped up on our live screen this morning. There's a crash right now blocking the shoulder of the road on I-40 westbound. And you can see the huge delays it's causing there on the southern loop of the Beltline. So keep that in mind as you're about to head out this morning. The other issue coming in out of Apex, right around Williams Road, we're seeing the right lane blocked, causing some huge delays there. So depending on where you are this morning, you might want to take I-540. Yeah, it's a toll, but it'll help you avoid what's happening there on that section of US 1 coming in out of Apex. The other trouble spot I want to bring your attention to this morning, this situation in Orange County, I-40, I-85 split. Well, you can see the huge congestion is causing there. So if you have friends coming in from the Triad this morning, you might want to tell them get off of Mebane, US 1. That's your best bet. And if you're heading west this morning, yeah, you might want to take US 70 as an alternate route as well.
Ken, thank you. People in Durham were able to return to their homes this morning after a gas leak. This is video from that scene from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker on South Roxborough Street. The Durham Fire Department confirmed 35 people were evacuated from the Dunstan Avenue area. No one was hurt. A busy weekend this weekend at Carter Finley Stadium will get started tonight. This is after there were significant traffic issues at a Chris Brown concert last fall. Organizers say things will be different for the Guns N' Roses tonight and Noah Khan event on Saturday. Meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner will have much more on the forecast.
It's a WRAL Weather Alert Day with flooding possible in our area. I'll let you know when the rain will be heaviest where you are and how much you'll see.
Tracking road conditions. We're in the WRAL Storm Tracker this morning with a look at what you'll see on the roads, where the trouble spots are, and how to avoid them during your morning commute.
Concert concerns. Storms and traffic jams are possible as Guns N' Roses rocks Carter Finley Stadium tonight. How organizers are preparing to make sure everything goes smoothly. Well, we've got a lot going on here, especially with the rainy conditions we're experiencing.
Yes.
We're so glad you're with us. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Laura Levine. Yes, we have team coverage on this WRAL Weather Alert Day with crews spanning all the way from Wake County to Orange County and Durham County. You can see we have Kelsey Coffey in the Storm Tracker, as well as Kirsten Clark in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker. Let's begin with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner with a look at that forecast.
And I'm going to start with some warnings that you need to know about. We have a flash flood warning that stretches from Alamance and Orange counties all the way over to Zebulon, Lewisburg, so parts of Franklin County, Wake County. It's possible that it would get extended because we're definitely seeing some heavy rain in the southern part of Wake County right now as well. A flash flood warning means that flash flooding is either happening or could happen very soon. We have a lot of lightning in this band in this same area that covers that flash flood warning, and the rain is coming down very heavily. The cells themselves are moving to the east, but this entire band will slowly be pushing to the south and taking that heavy rain along with it. But right now it's heaviest around Clayton and Wilson's Mills, Zebulon over toward Wilson, as well as south of Chapel Hill, through parts of Chatham County down towards Sanford and Anger, the northern part of Harnett County, I should say. Expect the rain to be steady to heavy across the area up until around the evening commute. We may get a little bit of a break in the precipitation at that point. We're looking at the potential for really heavy rain just to our west in the Triad overnight, 4 to 6 inches. We can see similar totals. Expect flood advisories and warnings to continue for the next several hours, and it's very important that you don't drive through any flood water. You can see how wet it is as we take a look at our Jimmy V camera in downtown Raleigh. 73 is our temperature, and we're going to keep it cool today with highs in the upper 70s. Coming up, I'm going to walk you through Futurecast and show you the timeline for rain that could continue into tomorrow. Ken?
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, because of these wet road conditions, we've had the WRAL Storm Tracker out on the road since 4:30 this morning. Let's check in with Kelsey Coffey. She's on I-40 eastbound. And Kelsey, give us some real-time conditions of what you're seeing right now.
Ken, right now we are seeing quite the messy commute. We'll go ahead and give you a live look at conditions here on 40 East in Orange County. We have covered several parts of our viewing area since 4:30 this morning. We've been in Durham, Chapel Hill, Wake County. Now we're in Orange County. It looks like we're coming up on exit 270 here. So just know that if you were headed out the door this morning, you're going to want to give yourself some extra time because this rain is going to impact your visibility and you'll probably be driving much slower. We've seen some drivers turn their hazard lights on because of how significant this downpour is. Ken, what else can you tell people before they start their morning drive?
Yeah, we've got some accidents and some heavy congestion in some parts of our viewing area. So let's start with this crash blocking the shoulder of the road in I-40 westbound there on that southern loop of the Beltline, going all the way back past Lake Wheeler Road. You can see the congestion we're talking about there right on this live camera. I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road, those are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. So you definitely want to be looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay on that southern loop of the Beltline. The other issue, coming in out of Apex, we're picking up a crash on US 1 North, right around the Williams Street area, I should say, around Highway 55. You can see the delays it's causing for you this morning. So depending on where you're headed this morning, you might want to take 540. Yeah, it's a toll, but it'll help you avoid US 1 at this point. Boy, here's something you need to avoid. The split there in Orange County at I-85, I-40. Boy, some huge congestion coming in on I-85, I-40. If you have friends coming in, boy, you might want to tell them to get off at a Mebane exit, work their way over to US 70. Depending on where you are this morning, you might want to take 86 as an alternate route. And if you're in Raleigh trying to go west this morning, US 70, that's your best bet, maybe to Mebane, and then work your way back onto I-40. Or I-85. And here's a look at some other routes coming into the Raleigh area. Just a 6-minute delay. I told you about that situation and coming in out of Apex. 6 minutes they were coming in out of Wake Forest, but all the other routes, I-40 westbound, I-87, relatively delay-free at this hour.
Yes, Ken, such a messy morning commute. So we have another look at the treacherous conditions on the roads this morning. Let's bring in Kirsten Clark. She's in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker at this time as we are getting new flash flood warnings across the triangle. Kirsten, how are things looking there in Raleigh?
Yes, Laura, simply put, it is a mess out here. We are now getting onto Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. I'm going to turn the camera here so you can see what we're looking at. It is the morning commute, so people are heading to work or wherever they have to go this morning. So traffic is pretty heavy right now, but you can see the rain is coming down. We've seen it picking up and then lightening up some. Right now, it's not too bad. We still have our windshield wipers going. We're seeing ponding on the roads as well as that spray coming up when we're behind other cars. Now, I want to tell you, we saw most of the rain in the north this morning, but it's moving south into Wake County as we speak. There is a flash flood warning, as you mentioned, Laura, in effect for Garner and Apex and areas north in Wake County until about 10:15 this morning. So that's something to be aware of. And in some spots, even towards areas like Falls Lake, they've seen 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rain. That's a rain total in the last 6 hours here. So just some information to give you there to remind you now is the time to be safe, to take your time while you're out here on the roads, to use those windshield wipers, not to drive too fast just because safety is more important, in getting to where you're going during times like this. But we'll keep an eye on conditions and report back to you as we see more of what's out here. But for now, live in the breaking news tracker in Raleigh, Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
And given what Kirsten has been talking about that's happening in Durham, it's probably no surprise that the bulk of the power outages that we're seeing in the Triangle is in the Durham area. More than 2,400 customers without power at this time. As we zoom in, we see much of that area is just northeast of North Central University in the East Durham community, encompassing Anger Avenue. Restoration time right now estimated to be around 12:30. Let's show you the power outages that we're tracking in the Raleigh area. About 240 customers in North Raleigh without power. We're talking about the Bedford community. And then down here in Garner, more than 160 customers still without power. We've learned from Duke Energy that is the result of a downed tree at West Garner Road and Weston Road. We'll continue to monitor these power outages and let you know how they're changing throughout the morning as this heavy rain rolls through.
All right, Renee, thanks. Dozens of people in Durham are back in their homes this morning after a gas leak forced them to evacuate. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker on South Roxborough Street around 3 o'clock this morning. The Durham Fire Department confirmed 35 people were evacuated from Dunstan Avenue. Those people sheltered at C.C. Spalding Elementary School until they were given the all clear to return home. No one was hurt.
And happening tonight, music fans will be hoping for a break in the weather as they head to Carter Finley Stadium to see rock band Guns N' Roses. This is the first of 2 major shows at the stadium in the next few days. Singer-songwriter Noah Kahan will be there Saturday night. Traffic and parking issues have often plagued Carter Finley Stadium during concerts. That dates back to U2's show back in 2009, all the way up to last year's Chris Brown concert, as I'm sure many of you remember. Some fans say that they wasted so much time in traffic and in the parking lots, they never made it to the show that they paid for.
So have you ever experienced traffic like that?
Nope, I was born and raised here. We saw people that had abandoned their cars and started walking. So I never made it.
So as we know, some different circumstances last year with the state fair also going on at the time. But this year, organizers are getting the word out earlier. They put up digital signs on the roads around the stadium warning people about the traffic delays expected. So also this year, the fairgrounds will open 3 parking lots to add more spaces. They also recommend, as always, to get there early. The lots open at 1:30 for both concerts. Right now on WRAL.com, you can find a history of concerts at Carter Finley Stadium, from the Rolling Stones to Pink Floyd to Beyonce. Take a trip down memory lane to all the big shows at the stadium dating back more than 45 years.
Today, the Cary Town Council plans to address a new anti-retaliation policy. This was crafted after the release of the state auditor's report that revealed a culture of hostility established by former town manager Sean Stiegel. The report said several people say they observed something they thought they should report, but they had no one to report it to. Tonight's meeting starts at 6:30.
News in North Carolina's U.S. Senate race that you'll see only on WRAL. A national Democratic group is pumping an extra $11 million into Roy Cooper's campaign. The Senate Majority PAC was already planning to spend millions helping Cooper replace Republican Senator Tom Tillis this year. The extra $11 million comes as Republican nominee Michael Whatley has been gaining ground after national GOP groups started funding their own ads. Polls earlier this year showed Cooper with a double-digit lead. But one this month showed that Whatley only trailing by 4 points. You can read more on our report breaking down the state of the race online at the NC Capitol section of WRAL.com.
Time now, 8:40. Coming up, dish soap hacks. It's not just for your dirty dishes. 5 on your side puts your dish soaps to the test and shows how the kitchen staple can be used for other household tasks.
And we continue to have heavy rain falling in the Triangle area, and there is some improvement in our drought monitor. The rain that we've seen lately is helping. I'll show you that too coming up. (8:44) and just a few minutes ago, the drought monitor for this week came out and there was cheering. Look at this. We are out of exceptional drought. We still have extreme drought in some parts of our viewing area, but the rain we've seen lately is definitely helping. And of course, all that rain making for a real mess out there this morning too. From Sanford to Raleigh to Selma up toward Rocky Mount and Wilson, we're seeing some very heavy rain across our area. We do have some warnings to let you know about. A flash flood warning in effect for much of the Triangle, from Lewisburg to Zebulon to Raleigh to Clayton, over toward Durham, all the way back to Alamance County and down towards Siler City. This is where you could run into some flooding. If you do see water across the road, always turn around and head the other direction. That's where we really run into issues with people getting hurt. Through tomorrow morning, we continue to have a flood watch, which means flooding would be possible. It does look like we could see a little break in the precipitation around 5, but I'll go over Futurecast all the way through this evening in just a few minutes. Ken?
Elizabeth, checking the morning commute. We have a couple of WRAL breaking news trackers out on the road this morning. This is a view on Western Boulevard. You can see the windshield wipers still going this morning. And this is going to be the case as you get ready to head out. We're giving you real-time conditions. We also want to take you to another WRAL breaking news tracker. This is the scene coming in out of Orange County on I-40. I've been telling you all morning long about that situation, the I-40, I-85 split. This is what you're seeing, bumper-to-bumper traffic this morning coming in from Orange County. So keep this in mind as you get ready to head out the door. As for other routes heading into Raleigh, here's what we can expect. Our Wake Forest friends, you're looking at an 8-minute delay coming in, but all the other major routes, I-87, I-40 westbound coming in out of the Gardner-Johnston County area, even coming in out of Apex and US 1, all relatively delay-free at this hour.
Yikes, some slow-moving traffic there in Orange County. Ken, thank you. Well, dish soap is often used for cleaning a lot more than just dishes. Consumer Reports put some soap to the test for many other household chores. Here's 5 on your side's Keely Arthur.
With everyone trying to do more with less, Consumer Reports looked at some viral ways to use dish soap beyond your kitchen sink. To clean your makeup brushes, just add 1 part olive oil and 2 parts dish soap in a small bowl. For hair dye stains on your hands, mix a little dish soap with baking soda to help scrub them away.
We found it did an impressive job cleaning stainless steel, cutting through grime, and restoring shine with just a little scrubbing. But make sure to buff the surface with a dry cloth to remove leftover streaks.
CR also tried a homemade shower cleaner made with equal parts dish soap and white vinegar. It removes soap scum and grime, but it did not clean as well as the top performing shower cleaners and required extra rinsing because of the suds. And it's not just for cleaning. A small amount on door hinge pins may help silence those squeaks. And for minor drain clogs, dish soap followed by hot water can help break down grease in food. But hold off before using it on other cleaning tasks.
Never use dish soap in a dishwasher because the excess suds can leak out and potentially cause water damage. The same goes for your washing machine. It creates too many suds and can leave residue behind.
CR also recommends avoiding dish soap for cleaning marble countertops and cleaning cars. It can remove protective wax from vehicle finishes. Happy cleaning, Keely Arthur. 5 on your side.
The European Union giving the green light on Paramount's takeover of Warner Brothers Discovery. The European Commission says Paramount making several concessions, including an agreement to exit a film distribution joint venture with Universal in Europe. This was one of the last remaining hurdles for Paramount to complete the deal, but a lawsuit from 12 U.S. states has put the merger on hold until next month at the earliest.
A rising senior at Broughton High School is working to complete one of the toughest tasks in open water swimming. We're talking about 17-year-old Laura Lee Schmidt attempting to swim the English Channel. If she achieves the goal, well, she will become one of the few swimmers in the world who has completed the triple crown of open water swimming. She is a member of the Marlins of Raleigh swim team, and last year she completed the Kawi Channel, a swim that took more than 19 hours through one of the world's most challenging stretches of open water in the Pacific.
I don't have to worry about doing a specific stroke or beating a time standard or beating another person to the wall in a race. I'm just out there by myself.
Now she is set to start her English Channel swim on August 4th. Well, we have had a lot of WRAL weather alert days this summer, and in just the past 2 months, we've had 27 total. That adds up to 51% of our summer, as you see here on the calendar. Well, now you might be wondering, how are our weather team members deciding to issue these weather alert days? Well, meteorologist Amy Wilmoth will explain the thought process and what can trigger a WRAL weather alert day. You can find that on the WRAL YouTube page later this afternoon. So checking in here with meteorologist Elizabeth Gardner, as we do have those flash flood warnings in effect right now, Elizabeth.
We do, and so those are areas that you want to be especially careful. These are places where you could be driving along and come across a lot of water on the road, and if you do, you want to turn around and head the other direction. Unfortunately, we could say it and say it and say it, and we still have people get into trouble every year. So this does include Durham westward, all the way down through Siler City, Lewisburg, Raleigh, Apex, Zebulon. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets extended all the way through Wake County and even into Johnston County. We're seeing some very heavy rain. In this area, we've seen as much as 1 to 3 inches, and you can see it's very heavy down towards Sanford. We're seeing heavy rain in Johnston County and now starting to push into Wilson County and Nash County. Gradually, we're going to see this line of rain shifting southward. As a matter of fact, the I-85 corridor is still seeing some light patchy rain north of that, but that was where we had some heavier rain earlier this morning, and this entire band just will continue to slide southward. Some good news. I just want to tell you again, in case you're just joining us, the latest update of the drought monitor, which came out just a few minutes ago, takes us out of exceptional drought, which is wonderful. We still have some pockets of extreme drought and some severe drought lingering. It'll take some time, but the rain that we've seen lately has been very beneficial. We saw a bunch of it overnight last night. As a matter of fact, around the Triad, Winston-Salem, High Point, Greensboro, as much as 6.5 inches in some places. Some places were 4.5, others 6.5. And for us, we've had this swath of red from Henderson all the way back down past Durham through parts of Chapel Hill of about 3 to 4 inches of rain. Over toward Wilson, it's been more like 1 inch to 1.5 inches, but we're definitely starting to see those rainfall totals piling up. High Point about 6.3. Winston was one of the lower ones at about 4.5. But since that has happened to our west, we can expect to see more of the same. Our flood watch lasts all the way through tomorrow morning. What's been new this morning is that heavy rain to the west, and what that means for us. Flood advisories, flood warnings have been popping up around our area. Keep checking in for those, and just remember, don't ever try to drive through flood water. It's very dangerous. We'll move on ahead and just kind of push it out and kind of pick things up right here at noon. We still have some showers and thunderstorms across the area. Those will start to push southward. We may get a little bit of a break around the evening commute, but unfortunately for folks who are headed out to the concert this evening, by 9 to 10 o'clock at Guns N' Roses there at Carter Finley, there could be some rain. It's coming down pretty steadily here over the Legislative Building. Temperatures are in the low 70s in the Triangle, probably climb to 77. The last time our highs were in the 70s was early June. Tropical Storm Bertha continues to pull away from Louisiana. Winds at 45 miles per hour, likely to move into Texas and dissipate in the next 24 hours. 77 today, just 80 on Friday and Saturday, with a continued chance for some showers and thunderstorms into the weekend, and then turning hotter next week. Ken?
Elizabeth, with these rainy conditions, we have a couple of WRAL breaking news trackers out on the roads this morning. Let's start with this view of US 70 there in Garner. You can see the windshield wipers going this morning and the rain still coming down. All morning long, I've been telling you about the heavy congestion in Orange County coming in right near the I-40, I-85 split, and this is what we're talking about. Bumper-to-bumper traffic is this view from this WRAL breaking news tracker. Again, if you're coming out of Orange County, you might want to hit US 70 if you're heading west this morning, because we're seeing some heavy congestion on I-40 westbound as well. In Orange County, you might want to take US 70 as an alternate route. Back here into the WRAL Traffic Center, here's what we're looking at in terms of other routes heading into the Raleigh area. We're picking up an 8-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. It's a 2-minute delay if you're coming in from Knightdale, and all the other major routes relatively delay-free. I-40 westbound coming in from the Garner-Johnson County area, even coming in on US 1 out of Apex, just a 5-minute delay, and 3 minutes if you're coming I-40 eastbound. Here's a look at the southern loop of the Beltline, I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. These are the westbound lanes moving away from us this morning. There was a crash earlier on I-40 westbound near the Gorman Street exit, but that's since cleared. Right now, you're looking at a 7-minute delay because the bulk of the congestion between Lake Wheeler Road and Gorman Street, once you get past Gorman Street, it's really clear sailing all the way over to Cary. As for that northern loop of the Beltline, here's what we're looking at. Right now, the bulk of the congestion is right around the Glenwood Avenue exit as well as Capitol Boulevard. You're looking at a 9-minute delay. More news, weather, and traffic after the break.